All right, I'm pulling back the curtain here for a second.
Why?
We did something today that has been discussed off the air for what, Sky, like a month?
Yeah, I was going to say...
Almost like a month, couple weeks at least?
Yeah, I was going to say at least 3 weeks.
Yeah,
What?
so we're somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And it's been brought up almost every day.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, this is going to be the greatest thing you've ever heard on radio.
Yeah.
Then it happened, and let me tell you something, it wasn't.
We ain't done yet. It's time for the P1 Podcast.
Fun's not over yet.
Completely uncensored and unfiltered. Except for that part.
Looking for the after party with it going.
The show's after show starts now.
Yeah. So, it's going on almost a month.
Yeah.
Thor has been saying something happened to me that's crazy, you guys.
crazy.
It's an amazing story.
It's an amazing story.
Yeah.
Relatable.
It's hysterical.
Yeah.
It's just great.
Yeah.
And when he originally told us the idea, none of us thought it was that good. We were like, maybe one time we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
if
I don't
we're
know.
really hurting for something.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys were like me, trying to be nice.
Oh, it's totally placating.
Yeah,
I
you're
was
totally
never gonna do
placating.
it.
Like, never going to talk about
Well, you,
it.
Eddie, you had said maybe we'll do this at this time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or
maybe.
this time.
I don't want to.
Maybe.
I don't want to like, ever, kill the creative process.
No.
And so, I'm never going to tell you your idea sucks unless it's Emily's. But
Well, I mean, you can't say those are good.
yeah, so Thor usually has some good ideas. I like to hear his ideas,
thank
and this
you.
one
Yeah.
was a miss.
I don't agree.
And so he kept fighting for it.
Kept bringing it up.
To his credit, every day for
Yeah.
about 3 weeks. We're doing that bit today. We're going to talk about that. Today? We're going to
Yeah.
do this. We're
Every
gonna do this.
meeting
We're
we
gonna do
have, he
Every
brings it
single one.
up.
He goes, he'll even go like this. You know what's a really great idea? This one. And I'm like, dude.
Dude,
Okay,
we got
eventually.
it. Yeah.
Well, something happened this morning.
Yeah, baby.
I would not act that way.
No.
So
Stupid.
there was a story in the news,
Yeah.
and it was the story about wasting money on expired food. You may have heard that. It happened at 9 a.m. this morning. You can go back and podcast it if you want.
Yeah.
So at 9 a.m. we talked about this wasting food story because of the expiration dates. And Sky puts together our news sheet every day of what we're going to talk about, like different stories and stuff like that. And she made a notation on the news sheet that correlated with Thor's story.
Yeah.
And it is your fault.
Well, that's why I love her.
It is your fault.
I know.
That's why
I
I
did
love her.
this. I mean, it got to be such a running joke for us behind Thor's back.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute.
Sorry.
It's such a stupid idea.
That I
was.
kind of on our news sheet put the story, which was a legit news story, and then put a little note next to it in parentheses, and it was just kind of supposed to be a joke
Yeah.
for me, Eddie, and Emily. Like, this
So
guy.
Thor has been bringing to the table
Yeah.
this expired yogurt story
Yeah.
for about 3 weeks.
So
He
good.
said it's a great story.
Yeah.
I'm so mad at my girlfriend Haley because why would she tell me that I ate expired yogurt? And we're like, well, what's the? I don't even
Yeah.
really get it. Like, well, I would rather not know. And this is a great
There it is.
bit. It's hilarious. And I'm like, okay. I mean, maybe. Like, I don't know. I just don't. I don't relate. I don't feel like that's funny. But
I
okay.
promised you I'd bring it.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, yeah.
And every time he kept hyping it up. It's
I
great.
promised
It's a
you
really
I
fun
would
He
story.
said it's going to be a hot bit.
Yeah, well,
Stop it.
and something you should know about our creative process as well is if we share an idea and we like it, we try not to go into too much detail about it because when we talk about it on the air, we want it to be real and organic and
We yell out, save it!
save it.
Save it!
Save it.
Save it for the air.
So when Thor's pitching this, in my mind, there's a lot of meat in there
Yeah.
that he's saving
Hysterical
for the air.
details.
Yeah, because he
Yes.
wouldn't pitch it to us unless there was a ton of meat in there.
It was like a
That
12-pound turkey. So much meat.
Yeah. And so in Sky's notation, it said we have a story, a study on how much money we waste on expired food.
Yeah.
And then ... She put hot yogurt bit time.
Which made my morning.
I looked at that and I went, oh, fuck. No.
It's
Please.
time.
As soon as Thor saw it,
Oh.
he starts jumping up and down,
He's very excited.
pumping his fist.
Yeah.
Like, we're finally going to do
Finally
it.
gonna do
Yeah,
it.
it's going to make
I did it.
sense. This is the best story ever.
It correlates perfectly. Like
Yep.
what a genius Sky is
Well,
for putting
wait.
these two things together. Who would have known?
And so I said, all right, if we're
Oh.
ever going to do this fucking story,
Right.
it might as well be here because it actually correlates to an actual story that we'd probably talk about anyway.
Eddie's a pro. He gets it.
Oh, this guy.
So We talk about the expired story.
Yeah,
We're
the
talking
study.
about all the study
There we
and this
go.
whole thing.
Yep.
And I lead it into Thor telling his hot yogurt bit.
Here we
Oh,
go.
man.
Here we finally happened.
We're
walking into it.
Our sides are going to be splitting.
Yeah,
We're
I
not
can't
going
wait.
to. We're not going to believe it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I was
Wow.
giddy
Yeah.
for
Oh,
the
yeah.
hot yogurt bit story.
I know I was.
Yeah. And so he starts to do the bit, saying that,
telling us.
I'm making this ranch with yogurt. And we're all like, oh, God, that's a weird aspect to this story I wasn't expecting, but okay.
Well, I used the wrong. I used the wrong yogurt, guys. I used the regular yogurt, not the Greek yogurt. That's a big. What an idiot.
He's making ranch, uses the wrong yogurt,
Okay.
Okay.
and said it didn't taste right, didn't look right, whatever.
Very runny.
And then Haley came home, let him know
Yeah.
he used the wrong yogurt. Oh, and by the way, that yogurt you used is like 5 days expired.
Yeah. Controversy ensues.
No, that was it.
That was
That's
it.
the
No,
story.
There is
that's
the
not-
And so we were
controversy.
like, okay, well, what happened? Did you actually get sick? Did you know what? Why
Yeah.
do you not want all
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
And I
Did you
kept-
throw the yogurt at her?
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you make her eat
Like,
expired
What's going
yogurt?
on? And I'm trying to fish for it. I don't know if you guys could tell.
Yes.
I was
Yes.
like trying to fish
Get
for
more.
it on the air. Like, okay, now what? Now what?
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
And nothing. That was it. That's the end of the story. I would rather have not known that the yogurt was expired.
Oh wait, is that where we're supposed to laugh?
That was it.
I didn't
That was
know.
the
So funny.
hot yogurt bit.
Well, it was more like who was writing this, me or her.
What?
Still, honestly,
You
he's
don't-
still
you
trying.
still think
He's
this is a
still
good
fucking
bit?
trying.
You still
Say
think
it.
this is a good
Like,
bit?
should she have told me? She had not told me. 570-1053.
No, we're not taking calls
taking
on that,
calls.
weirdo. That's so weird. That's not a bit.
That went nowhere. I had to go to commercial break early.
I noticed.
because
we're
because
like,
there was nothing to go,
I
nowhere to
was
go.
bringing it.
dude, we're always late, like every break.
We talk too much.
Yeah, but you had to break early because there was
I noticed
nothing there.
I had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
There was nobody that wanted to talk about it anymore, and I went, and that's the end of the story.
Well, what do we
This
talk-
hot fucking yogurt bit that I've been hearing about for 3 fucking weeks.
Yeah. Hot yogurt.
That was it.
Yeah.
It had everything, if you ask me.
It had everything.
It
Everything.
had everything.
What?
It had the funniness of me using the wrong yogurt.
That's not
You
funny.
realize
funny.
nobody uses yogurt and ranch anyway, so this doesn't even make any sense.
It had the funniness of me using too much ranch powder to try to
Nope.
make it thicker.
That's
That
not
was
funny.
a funny
Then,
part?
why would you tell me that? I feel like I'm gonna get sick immediately. Oh, Thor's a hypochondriac. Hey, yeah, we had that aspect we could have touched on.
He really believes this. He really believes this.
Then
He
we
really
had
honestly
the
does.
hey, what would you do? You agree with Thor or his girlfriend? 570-1053.
No, there was no
No,
call.
we're
Give us
not.
a call.
There was no calls
not
from
a
that.
single
I would have
call.
liked, I figured Sky would have my back on this.
What am I
didn't.
supposed to say?
Yeah.
That you
I-
don't think she should have told me.
Well,
I tried, dude. I tried to help, and I had nowhere to go. I
Like
mean, there
my
was
only
nowhere
question
to go.
was like,
I tried to be like, oh, I don't like expired food either. I don't.
yeah, like I was
What?
trying
And
to.
then I tried. Remember, I fed
Yes,
Emily,
Emily,
Yeah.
and even Emily was like,
Well,
maybe I kind of do.
I was just going to apologize because I was so uninterested in the bit that I didn't even fucking try. And I was going to apologize to you, Eddie. I was so
Yeah.
uninterested
You're
in it,
not
I didn't even
supposed to
fucking
do
try.
Yeah, I get
I
that.
just stepped away from
I
it.
felt it. I know. I was like searching for like a question too. I'm like, why didn't you notice the date? You have eyeballs. Like I don't know
didn't
what to
bother
do.
to look.
I don't know what to do here with that.
It was her. It was honest, and I'm not doing a bit here. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
really
Okay,
not.
let's hear it.
It was honestly one of the worst things I've ever done on radio.
That's
Yeah.
bullshit.
I'm not
No, I
kidding.
agree.
Sky
I
told
am
us a
not
story
kidding.
one time. Remember the story Sky told us?
the Queen story.
The
That's
Queen
a
story?
legit
Listen.
fucking story.
That-
No way.
First of all,
No way.
First
Don't
of
you
all,
say it.
it is up there with the
No,
Queen
it is
story.
not.
The Queen story,
Yeah.
which Sky is the only human that found interesting or funny.
It's an amazing story.
You are the only human who thinks that yogurt thing was funny or interesting, dude. I'm telling you right
So
now.
you're saying this was my Queen
That's
story?
your Queen story.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I feel awful now.
But
here's the
But I
difference.
still think it was a good story.
He does.
I tell you, it wasn't.
Here's the
I wrote it
difference.
down after it happened.
The Queen story. There was a Queen song on. It popped in my
No,
head, and
no.
I blurted. I said it. This guy, he's been selling this fucking thing for like 3 weeks,
Because you
standing by
guys
it.
refused to hear
Yeah,
it.
I think it makes it worse, Sky.
I agree.
Now you know why.
the build up.
It was god awful.
There was nothing there, bro.
It had a ton of meat and potatoes, if you ask me.
Were they expired potatoes?
Drop.